now, but I almost wish it was sideways rain because this is not reflective of the trip we've had so far at all. This is the first time we've seen the sun since Wednesday. Yesterday was just gray and sad the whole drive. Paul, any comments there?
Yeah, I fell asleep just like I did in the car yesterday.
Killing me, Paul. Yesterday, Paul and our producer Matt picked me up at my apartment, and that's where this story begins.
Okay, what'd you say now?
Chinese philosophy tells us a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. My sports director says a drive to Reno starts with a visit to Max.
Yeah.
The Bronco Sports Information Czar handed over our press passes and then released us to answer the road's beckoning.
I'll get my first text before 2.
With Paul behind the wheel, we passed through the gateway to the Owahis and the unofficial southern border of Bronco territory.
We're going downhill fast.
From there, the landscape and our fellowship's collective morale grew drab.
God, it's so gray.
This was all we saw for 5 hours. Sagebrush and sleeping rattlesnakes. Literally, 420 miles, and this was all we saw. This was everything!
No, it's desolate. It's desolate, but you know, this is Nevada. It's a diverse state.
Like us, Bronco fan James Carpenter drove through shifting shades of gray to get to Reno. His only witness? Kerouac's empty sky.
Tough pull.
We wanted to visit the Buckaroo Hall of Fame in Winnemucca, but it closed for lunch. A bunch of malarkey, if you ask us. So we were not surprised to discover that's the misspelled cousin of the street on which the museum sits. Winnemucca seemed sad to see us go. We were sad when we realized the next closest outpost was Puckerbrush, population 28. Make that 29.
Yeah, that's where OJ lives.
It's a sad place to live.
We passed the home of Heisman Trophy winner and NFL Hall of Famer O.J. Simpson. We looked for locals with whom to chat, but it's tough to meet a town's inhabitants if you don't pass through any towns. Sagebrush remains notoriously stingy about doing interviews.
We are getting into a big football game.
Leanne Reed's seen 2 games a year for 20 years. She demonstrated wisdom our club did not. She flew to Reno through Seattle.
Easy trip, beautiful trip.
American Idol? How you doing?
Clearly, nothing about our trip was easy or beautiful.
This is where they should have sent the Mars rover.
Matt, we are trying to shoot some B-roll.
Finally, Reno. Into the Wolf's Den, where we met one of its cubs from 1984. Still howling about 2010.
That was a great football game. It was so cold that we were getting ready to leave after half, and then the Wolfpack scored.
Do not want to talk about that.
So, we made it. And by kickoff Saturday, so too will a couple thousand or so Bronco fans. All hoping for a win to make that drive back home feel a whole lot shorter than it did in 2010.
It's time travel. Couple of minutes. We're back in Boise.
And as Reno dusk faded into Reno darkness, we recalled another passage about the hero's journey. This from Pat Conroy. Once you have traveled, the voyage never ends, but is played out over and over again in the quietest chambers. Ugh, we hope not.
Really, just a terrible day. And we should be clear, we didn't pick a bad route. That's the route to get
No,
here.
that is the only way. Follow the only road to
So
Reno.
every other Bronco fan's making the same miserable drive we did. If they came today, the weather might have been a little bit better than we had, but probably not.
Yeah, I feel like it's about to get more miserable. We had wind gusts last night of like 85 miles an hour rocking the hotel, but the hotel itself's not a bad place. Lots of Bronco fans kind of mulling around and getting ready for tomorrow's kickoff. We'll have more about the game here in Reno later in the show, and of course later in the 6 o'clock and in the 9 and the 10, and of course kickoff tomorrow 12:30 right here on Today's 6.
All right, well, we're glad you guys got there safely. And fact of the matter is, it's all about the drive home. Hopefully, it'll be a lot more enthusiastic.
I can't imagine what the conversation was like.
No, we won't go there right now. Thanks, guys. We'll check in with you later. Sports Director Paul Gerke, reporter Matt King will be live in Nevada for the game tomorrow. We're all working for you because it's our Return to Reno pregame special. We'll be here starting at 12:30 on Today's 6. The Broncos and Wolfpack will kick off at 1:30, and you can catch the game only right here on Today's 6. And be sure to stick around, too. We'll have our postgame wrap-up at 5 o'clock.